Hi, and welcome to my guide about iron in Valheim. My name is Icon, and this video will guide you through everything you need to know about the acquisition of iron in this game. Be warned though, this is fairly spoiler heavy, so if you want to discover these things on your own, you better turn away now. But after that has been said, let's get started. So to actually be able to acquire iron, you will need to kill the Elder Boss. The Elder Boss, you will find the way to this guy via runestones you can find in the Black Forest, either in dungeons or the Black Forest itself. The Elder can be summoned by using these ancient seeds because, well, they are the children of this boss, and after killing this boss you will get the necessary key to acquire iron. So to fetch ourselves iron, we need to go into the swamps. The swamps are a little bit of a nasty area, and I want to add in a few tips and tricks that I found very, very helpful about the swamps in general. So first up, the obvious things first, poison resistance meat is absolutely valuable here, because there's a lot of poisonous enemies in the swamp in general, and therefore it's really awesome to have the poison resistance going on. So you get 10 minutes of resistance for one usage, very useful. And apart from that, the other thing I really like to use here is a specific weapon, because you always have to be very careful with the water. So you see here these leech. The stack breaker is an amazing weapon for these situations, because usually the stack breaker ain't that much of a good weapon in my humble opinion, but the AoE shockwave of that hammer is so high that these monsters have no chance of attacking you. So I really like that weapon in general, but apart from that, leeches are, as long as you can see them, quite okay to deal with. Alright, so let's get through this. Another thing about the swamp I really like to use or do is I really like to move slowly through here and keep an eye out for the water, because the most dangerous part here is in the water. The most enemies here aren't that horrible at all. So these crypts are what you're looking for, but I am looking for one that hasn't been fully plundered yet, because reasons. So these crypts are all locked, so there's a door, crypt gate, and with that key you can unlock them. Keep in mind that key doesn't get used up, so you only need to bring one key in your squad, and that's that. So back there, the round dot marks the spot, and here we are almost there. So don't try to rush too hard through the swamps. I made the experience that it's really good to be careful here. Another thing that's really good to have in the swamp is a blunt weapon due to the skeletons here. The Surtlings, by the way, are mostly harmless. They really deal only very low damage. The knockback on their attacks might be the most nasty thing, but the good news about those guys, they drop coal and Surtling cores. So if you're tired about harvesting and farming your Surtling cores in the Black Forest, you can go here. But we're almost there. So let's get over here. Inside the swamp you will also meet enemies called Draug, which are basically Nordic water zombies. They are pretty resilient, and overall to get through here quite well, I would strongly recommend you to have at least strong troll hide or bronze gear. So inside these crypts you will find the iron. So crypts look like this. The enemies inside here are basically the same. So you will find iron. Iron will be found in these areas in two ways. First up, there's chests. Inside those you can find scrap iron, and next up there's these muddy scrap piles. Muddy scrap piles contain not only scrap iron but also scrap iron, and then you have to chopping away on these ugly, ugly things. So, inside these mounds, you'll not only find scrap iron, but also several other materials. But yeah, among these, scrap iron. And that's going to be your first source for iron in this game. So, a few things are quite nasty about this method. First up, you will need a pickaxe. At all the times you will be not able to do anything without a pickaxe. But also keep in mind, ores can't be teleported by portals. So what you've seen before, what I did there with the portals, we won't be able to go back this way. So this opens up two ways to think about this. Either you accept that you have long logistics to run with the iron, or you just set up another base somewhere out there. I'm going to run out here because I want to talk while I'm running back home, because I've already showcased what I wanted to showcase. So you either set up your operations closer to the swamp, because the finished items out of the iron can be just simply teleported. Sorry, just a lapse of thought. So you might be just setting up your base in the vicinity of the swamp to shorten these ways, because when you look at this, I got a pretty long way back home, and I'll take that long way back home off camera, and we're gonna talk about the iron we harvested back at home. Alright, back at home, this wonderful material can be just dropped into the smelter here. So, after we have smeltered it, iron turns into a directly usable material. That's pretty cool, because compared to bronze, you don't have to fetch several different materials. The bad news about that, you'll need lots of it. Seriously, lots and lots and lots of it. To give you some idea, to just craft an identical weapon here, you need 20 iron bars, where you needed 8 bronze bars. So the amounts of iron needed for new things are just crazy. What does iron bring you? Iron enables you to craft a new pickaxe, which will unlock a new material. I won't be spoiling which one. And you will also unlock better weapons and gear, better armor and weapons, obviously. And you will also unlock stone cutting. So with stone cutting unlocked, you can just build a stonecutter's bench, and then you can also start building with stones. So unlocking iron is basically leaving the wood age of this game and enables you to build some longer lasting things. So apart from that, I don't want to spoiler too much, and I think there has been already everything told you might want to know. So the swamps are the best place to go, but the most tricky part will be logistics. So here's a quite cheesy way to do it. If you're too lazy and you don't want to do that, there's a simple way. Just pack up your materials to fetch up a smelter, go on a different server, set up a little base, bind yourself there, build a smelter there, collect iron on your main server, log out, log into your secondary server, smelt it there, log in back onto your main server, you're done. So basically you can cheat the system with that. I don't want to promote that, and I think it will be gone during the next version patches, but I wanted to mention it because it's truly a pain, and not everybody here likes to torture himself like that. Alrighty, I hope that was quite helpful for you, friends, so drop a comment down below. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. Any interaction is deeply welcome, and if there are any questions, ask away. If you feel like I left anything out which is incredibly important to mention, also feel free to add up information. Until then, have a great day and see you then. Bye bye.